Hello, everyone. I'm Bridgette Clarke of the Miss Honeybee Show, and today's guest is
Peter Murphy, screenwriter.
And Robin Lynn.
Okay, well, welcome. Welcome, Mr. Murphy, and welcome, Robin Lynn.
Hi.
Thank you, Honeybee.
Yes.
Thank you, Honeybee.
So please tell everyone who you are.
Well, I'm Robin Lynn, and that's Peter Murphy.
I'm Peter Murphy, screenwriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So let everyone know exactly what you do.
Well, I'm a screenwriter for the last 5 years, and it's been going very well. So no complaints. I got to start when I was in college. I went to a small film school in Los Angeles, out towards Marina Del Rey, called Loyola Marymount, LMU. And so I went to Loyola Marymount, and then I went on to work as an intern at 20th Century Fox Film Corporation.
Wow.
Yeah, for about a dozen years, and worked for Fox Corporation, and then got burned out, left that business, went into recycling business, and then now I'm back as a screenwriter after the recycling business, doing I wanted to finish what I wanted to do, and that's be a storyteller and a screenwriter, and write scripts of favorite content that I want to tell. And so that's what I'm doing now. 5 years of doing it, and I've gotten some great recognition. And I have one of my screenplays, Forest for the Trees, which is now with Angel Studios.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Truly a blessing.
I've had some great representation help me get in the doors at Angel Studios through Rudy Rudiker, who's a dear friend, and he's kind of taking me under his arm as taking me under his wing to guide me into getting my projects and my screenplays out there.
I think he's our angel.
Yeah, Rudy is an angel.
In real life.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
We need those type of people in our
Yeah,
lives.
and Rudy Rudiker is a part of the Angel Studios family, and so that's been a blessing there.
We believe it's a God thing. And I've constant prayer for him, because I've seen him work.
Yep.
He's amazing.
So you're his helpmate.
I'm his encourager. Yes, I am.
Yes, Robin's great support.
Yes, I do. I take good care of my fur babies, and I'm retired, so I have a lot. I'm his biggest fan. I'm his #1 cheerleader. I've seen his work, and I've seen the awards that Peter has won.
Yeah, I've won quite a few awards for.
So, and how long have you been doing this? And
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what awards have you won?
I've gotten a couple of Austin second place semi-finalist awards. Austin Film Festival is very prestigious, and I attend on a yearly basis. I usually go to the Austin Film Festival, and then I have some other awards from ISA, and some other awards from Coverfly, which I'm in the top 3% of Coverfly. On their writing list, so top 3% of Forest for the Trees, and then I have a few other projects out there that have gotten some nice recognition on. So
very nice.
Why don't you tell Honeybee where you're going next week?
Well, next week I'm going to a writer's retreat, and I'm on a panel
in Santa Fe, New Mexico, at Ghost Ranch, which is
really
it's a retreat.
Yes, and it's by
conference.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
So will this be your first time attending something like this?
No, this is my second time.
Okay.
I was asked to come back. So
what exactly happens on a retreat, especially for a writer?
Well, this time I was asked to come and speak on a panel, so I'll be on a panel, and then there'll be about 50 or 60 people, other writers from around the country or the world, and it's a select few, probably about 50 writers, and maybe a few. There'll be a few counselors there, obviously, and we have a few guest speakers. But it's a week long, and we'll have panels and films, and we'll have some writing exercises we'll do, and a lot of just content for storytelling content.
Good.
Yeah.
So who have you worked with?
I have worked in the writing world.
Correct.
I have just worked with my writing groups through Zoom. So I have a lot of writing contacts and colleagues that I meet on Zoom on a daily basis or a weekly basis, whatever the schedule sets. And so I meet most of my writer colleagues through that. And I know a few writers here in town in Las Vegas, but most of them are on Zoom, and that's what the industry standard is now is everything's
Correct.
on
Everything's
Zoom.
on Zoom.
Everything's Zoom.
Tell Miss Honeybee when you worked on the Highlander.
Oh yeah, so on my early
days.
back in the 80s when I was
I didn't know
after
back then, but
internship, I was doing an internship for Fox Film Corp. I worked on the Highlander film series with Sean Connery and Christopher Lambert.
The actual,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
back in the day. And then after the film series, they went to television, and that's when I left.
yeah.
I didn't move forward with it, going to the film from film to the TV series.
So what made you change your mind?
I just picked up another project. I was staying with feature films with Fox, and I didn't want to go to TV. So I was just working as a PA, production assistant.
So how was it working with Fox?
Internship as a production assistant. You're the low man on the totem pole, but that's okay. I was only in my early 20s. And
so you didn't know, you were still kind of...
Yeah, I was just trying to find my way.
Trying to learn your way.
Yeah, I was trying to find my way. And so they put me as an internship production assistant, or they call it a PA. And that's what I worked for the first, 4 or 5 years as an intern. It was as a PA, production assistant. And then I moved up to associate producer and then got some executive producers and so, but that it took time. But you have to start I had to start low on the totem pole and work my way up.
Exactly. That's why I always say there's no elevator to success.
No,
it doesn't come handed to you on a silver platter.
No.
We'd love for it to be.
Right. And when I came back from when I got back out of the recycling business to come back into film and wanted to be a writer, that was all new to me. I'd read screenplays when I was over at Fox as an intern, but I never wrote one. So I had to come back and learn how to write a screenplay and all the formatting and all the new online technology from the 80s to the 2020. I mean, there's a big change, 40 years there. So
big difference.
Yeah, and so they went to Final Draft and Movie Magic and all these other formats set up.
Changes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what do you feel like? Do you feel like this was your calling?
Yes, this is definitely my calling. It was a calling for God. I needed to finish some unfinished business for Peter, was to go back into the film business and do what I like to do best, which is tell a story. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah,
I'm a storyteller that's just my second nature as a storyteller. And I've been told that I have great content and great story ideas.
He does.
And good characters. And so I started putting pen to paper.
And how many have you written so far? Tell Miss.
Well, I've got 5 of them written. 3 of them are floating around town, around Hollywood.
So you've been busy
looking for it, but I got 2 of them that are in rewrites.
Okay.
And then I've got a couple new ones coming up.
And then you have this here.
That's the one that's through Forest of Trees. With that,
love it.
This is a pitch deck or a lookbook. Forest for the Trees, and that right now that's with Angel Studios.
Okay.
So they've kind of.
So this is very nice.
Yeah, you kind of tell the story.
Pretty extensive too. So.
Yeah.
Peter comes from a background of land.
I was
barons.
born and raised in Eugene, Oregon.
Land barons.
Yeah, so I was born in the timber and the land business up there, and the timber business. That's where I wrote the story from. Was my background of being around the timber business of the Pacific Northwest.
Tell Honeybee about your
that is
grandfather
pretty much a
having
different
the most
background.
Dependent.
Yeah, well, at the time, when back in the 70s and 80s,
before Warehouse.
This is the story about David and Goliath. It's about the little family. It's about the family business taking on the corporations and having to, compete.
To deal with the big companies, yes.
Kind
of like the mom and pops type.
Yeah, mom and pop against David and Goliath. I mean, that's the whole story. It's David and Goliath.
And there's a lot of horror stories about those type of companies.
Yes, absolutely.
They run the little guy out of town.
Yeah, they run the little guy out of town, just like we say about the box companies.
Exactly.
Yeah, the box companies don't help the mom and pops.
So with that being said, would you say that, that this was your calling, but for someone that's looking to get into your field, what would you say?
Well, this is my calling. This is the story I wrote about my past, being from a timber and land baron company in Oregon. And so I wrote a story about my kind of what my past was, my family and business, and how I saw it through my eyes. And then, isn't it amazing that that's my past, but that's where I get my most recognition. It's through this story and not some of my other stories, which are starting to catch some recognition, but not this one. This was
So it's all coming
This is
together.
like the Holy Grail. This is like the one that put me on the map. And this is what Angel Studios, they chose this because they liked the family side of telling the family side of the story against the giant timber corporation.
Well, that is truly a blessing.
Yeah, and so but I'm going to keep going forward with it. I'm just young 60s, and so I got a long ways to go and a lot to prove and a lot of things to do.
That's right.
Peter's very young at heart.
I can see
He
that.
keeps me young, always making me laugh.
Well, y'all make a beautiful couple.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Well, Robin's been a huge support. So,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I try to be your number one
Well, I
fan.
appreciate you.
and she's in my screenplays.
Wonderful.
She's got a,
So you are
in
going to
there.
do the movie itself.
well, I'll be the lead writer, and all the rewrites will go through me. But Angel Studios will have the last say on it. They'll give it a green light
Exactly.
what the budget is, if it's 12 million or 15 million or whatever,
Okay.
or how it's going to get set up and who's going to direct and talent and all that. So we're still
It's very
ways to go,
exciting.
but we're heading in the right
Everything
direction.
is still in the
It's
making.
manifesting
And
itself.
Rudy's brought us along.
We've even done the opening scene.
Yeah, we've even
Filmed
shot a few drone scenes just for a
Beautiful.
torch reel for
Well, wonderful.
Angel Studios. They wanted
So,
torch reel. So
If you had to thank someone, who would you say?
oh, thank God.
That's
Thank
right.
you,
That's
Lord.
right.
Thank the
Yeah.
Lord. Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Nothing happens
And
in
thanks-
God's world by
Yes.
mistake, and we're not here by mistake.
That's
No,
right.
and thank you to you
Well,
for
thank
coming.
you.
Yes. So that's kind of what my story is in a nutshell. Anything else?
Well, is there anything else that you would like to share?
I don't think so. I think just watch for the forest for the trees. Well, wish me luck on it.
And what platforms can they find you on?
I'm on X, and I'm on. I guess it's just X.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
X
on.
now.
I'm not on Facebook or Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. It's
Okay.
part of Facebook.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
is.
I don't use LinkedIn too
Not
much,
that
but I
much.
use a little bit of LinkedIn, but mostly
X.
X and a little bit of Instagram.
Well, now that you mention it, I do remember that you were also working with the NASCAR. Was it?
Oh,
Oh,
F1.
yes. That
yes,
was an
F1,
exciting
yes.
time at what was the club called?
The paddock.
The Paddock.
I worked at the start-finish line.
the
and,
stars.
Yeah, I worked for F1, and I'll
So
do it
what did
again
you
this
do
year.
there? Yes.
Oh, I was
Very
in.
fun.
I was in VIP executive lounge, which was seating.
Exactly.
So I was an usher, a glorified usher. Yeah, I saw a lot of
movies.
It's coming up
Sure.
again, so it's going to be another
Yeah.
headache for Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, 10 more years of
Yes.
it. So
Yes.
we have 10 years of this. Crazy, but they invited me back, so I'll go back to
Okay.
F1
As a
again this
manager
year.
this time.
Yeah, this year they've asked me to come along and see if I'd like to train to be a marshal.
Oh,
So
Marshall.
how much would you say tickets are going for everyone out there that would like to actually go
To where?
to F1?
to F1?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yes, I heard the pricing.
I'm working, so I'm free.
10,000, right?
I would think they're going for 500 to 1,000 just to get in the door.
Exactly.
I don't know where they go from there. If you want a suite, you're talking big money.
Big time.
Yeah, it's big.
It's big money.
Big money.
But it's
Oh, yes.
exciting.
It is
Vegas
It is
so
exciting.
It's funny. It's exciting for Las Vegas.
We've
Yes.
lived
a
here
headache.
for 3 years, and we just love it.
Yeah, and we have these new movie studios being built here, courtesy of Mark Wahlberg.
Yes, and Sony.
and Sony and,
Pictures.
and
Yes.
Columbia Pictures.
Yes.
They'll be
Hollywood.
that'll get going here in the next couple of years, and
So it's going to be like the second Hollywood.
this will be Hollywood East,
Absolutely.
That's right.
or
Hollywood East.
east of Hollywood.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I think so. I
Us
think
too.
it's got Las Vegas has a lot of potential,
And we're steady growing.
very steady,
Yes.
and
Well, I would like to thank the two of you for being on my show today.
Well, thank
Thank
you for
you,
having
Honeybee.
us, Honeybee.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And God
Yes.
bless you. And
bless
thank
you
you
as well,
so
and
much.
thank you
Yeah,
both
thank
here.
you.
You do.
So everyone, thank you so much for watching today. And do continue to watch the Miss Honeybee Show. God bless.